following is the most important part before you can add styling.
Yeah.
Ladies, learn how to step before you start styling. Very important. And I remember walking in the room, and there was this big, black, loud guy in the whole room, as I walked
That's
in.
that's an intro.
I don't know what she's talking about.
See, in the movies, the intros are always like that before the story changes. So,
Before she explained, everybody's watching this. You need to understand that Lara first hated bachata.
Hated is a strong word, but disliked.
I repeat again, she hated it.
So there's twists and turns in the story. Okay, now we'll go for that.
Okay.
And I started Kizomba, and I was 100% into Kizomba. I didn't want to hear anything else.
Salsa got me through the doors,
Okay.
but bachata made me stay.
Okay. Yeah. I got that. Yeah. People say that I go on the stage and I dance for myself. I think no. Like before the stage, I'm dancing for myself. Once I'm on the stage, I'm dancing for people. In the same way, once I'm in the class, I'm teaching for people. It's not about me. It's about the people. How can I how can I make them feed the most hardest things in the most easiest, simplest way, broken down, and then every class is interesting. It doesn't get mechanical. It doesn't get this.
Exactly.
Roll, camera, action. Hey guys, so welcome to Sight Through Insight 2, the talk show of Edutainment. And today we have Soul and Laura. Those sounds are edited because for the pandemic time we don't have people here. I'm kidding. But in this time we have not me, but we are grateful to have actually Soul and Laura in Latvia right now, okay? And they're over here from last, I think, 2 to 3 months already.
That's right, yes.
But this is the first time over here. Let me give you a short introduction before what I have already given. So they are well known in the field of social dancing and also in the field of dancing. They're right now staying in UK, and I think they're now a localite over there because they're staying for more than, I think, 15 years now,
Yeah.
15, 16 years, long time. Their background from all these dancing styles to how they have ended up in social dancing, through salsa and right now in bachata and all those things. That's all we'll get to know. I'll not say you all these things. So I'll get to know with you people actually because, yeah. So how are you people? Tell me.
Hi, thank you. Very good. Very, very good. Excited to be here, and as you said, we've been here for 3 months now. Unexpected because it was not supposed to be for so long, but then we decided to stay longer due to the situation. And obviously here now you can dance, which is really good for now. We're really, really happy. The situation in the UK is really bad at the moment, so we're actually happy to be here because we can actually touch people. Well, in the UK you can't social dance, so yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it.
No, I just wanted to say that Latvia has been very good to us. Thank you, Latvia. Thank you very much.
Oh, really, this is like right now in most of the countries right now how restrictions and is going on because of these things and all this events and dancing and so many of curricular activities has been now restricted and we are lucky that in some places it's still going on. Of course, it's with the precaution and the measures and all, but I think we are so lucky to, have something going on at this time also, and people like you coming and teaching us over here. So, by the way, let me tell you, actually I met Soul, I think around 4 years back.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
4 years. Well, you're getting old. I'm kidding.
Wow, that long. Okay.
So 4 years back, and I didn't knew much about him, but I was already fan of him by his vibe, by his energy. It was so contagious.
Oh,
and
just stop it.
I already knew that this guy should be hosting the show. Who is he? He's a teacher or this thing. And that's how I remembered him. Then I have seen him in many of the festivals and events in Lithuania, in Riga, Latvia, and all. And Laura, I have seen her before, but I got to meet her this time, the first time. Yes. This is your first time in Latvia, or?
No. We've been coming here for a couple of years now.
Oh yeah, okay.
For different festivals.
For different festivals, really. Yes. So we've been.
I have to be more.
I think I met you. I know, obviously, it was social dancing. We danced together. That's how we met. Really, social dancing. I can't remember how far back. So if you met Soul 4 years, was he alone when you met Soul?
I think he was alone that time.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was. I think I met him in the party of Fever, and that was in this same the place that where we went yesterday. Yeah, over there.
Yeah.
Makes
So I
sense.
think it was in a social where I met you.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago as well. Yeah.
Oh, like I'm a big fan of your work. I've been seeing you dancing. Apart from when we dance, and I saw I already knew that you have a big background. Apart from social dancing, because this comes out from the grace, the lining, and the techniques. And
Thank you.
so, can you tell me? Let's say us what is actually what your background is.
So, starting from baby, I started with gymnastics actually, in Italy when I was in Italy, and then I did 3-4 years of ballet in Italy.
Okay, wow.
It was very strict actually, so I'm actually really glad because we actually went on point when I went on point. She was from very early stage, she was, I think the lady was from Poland, but she was really strict, but really good, if that makes sense, And
They go kind of in those fields. It goes kind of side by side together.
Yeah.
It's very hard to do the opposite way in that
Yes,
field.
yeah.
So I understand.
And then I moved to England, and in England I did some. Actually, I went to university to do professional dancing, because back then I was like, I just want dance. I didn't have any other aspiration in life.
Okay.
So I just wanted to be a dancer. So I did in university professional dancing that was contemporary, a bit of ballet, a bit of jazz and stuff like that. And actually they teach you how to teach and stuff. So that was the course I was going for. And from there I did some backup dancing. So my dream was to become a backup dancer.
Yay!
But then then I started Latin and that never happened. But I did some gigs as a backup dancer in London when I moved to England. And I think that's it. And then I started Latin, and that's how then I met Soul, and then let's take it stages. That's why
that's a story emerging. But that's a long history. That's a long story. I was like, okay, I'm picturizing, and I'm already seeing a dance movie, and reaching till this point. How was for you, Soul, till this point? Then we'll continue the story.
Till this point. So for me, believe it or not, I was not predestined.
I don't. I'm kidding.
I was not predestined to dance. I was the worst of the worst. When people have the saying that people have 2 left feet, I had 4 left feet. But anyway, dancing wasn't really a part of my life until let's say 2005. No, I would say around 2005. In my 20s, I was well in my 20s at that point, and I started with hip hop. Just freestyling and just those kind of like people play music, people doing a circle, some break dance, some come to the circle and stuff like that. Just freestyling, and this is like my first.
How old are you that time? Like she was baby when she started.
Well, I was like 22, 23 at that point.
Okay,
I was older,
okay.
I'm not one of those stories like, as soon as I woke up next to a speaker and then and then from now. No, it's not that kind of story, like it's literally I found dancing later in life than most dancers, that kind of like grew up with it and stuff like that. Lara kind of like started early. I didn't. But what happened was, so I was well into my hip hop dancing and after that, I discovered salsa through my brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I discovered salsa through my brother. My brother's Tamba. Maybe some of you may already know him. He's making a name. He has a name for himself in the salsa world. Travels a lot and teaches a lot. He's also based in the UK.
You will see him soon.
So all these years that I've been dancing like hip hop, my brother was trying to get me, come to the salsa club, let me show you. I was like, no, salsa is for old people, leave me alone, and stuff like that. And what happened was after so many attempts, I decided to give in and take me to your club, and I loved it. The first time I remember the first time that I went. At that point we down in 2008, 2009, something like that. And then I started to do my first basic. I went to couple of classes and stuff, and I loved it. I love the sharing. I love people dancing with each other, and everybody seemed happy. It didn't seem like real life, and I fell in love with it. But what made me even fall in love even more with the Latin was when I discovered bachata.
Wow.
And bachata, my relationship with
Was it a long
bachata,
time after salsa? Or
it was right after salsa. So basically,
right after salsa. Okay.
Salsa got me through the doors,
Okay.
but bachata made me stay.
Okay. I got that. Yeah.
And what happened was it was that one party. It was back in 2009 when at that point there was no bachata congresses, maybe one in Spain. There was no bachata parties. Literally, you were lucky to hear one bachata song in a social. And I remember the DJ decided to play a bachata song, and it was Aventura. And I was like, wow. I said to my brother, I love this salsa. This salsa is amazing. He was like, yeah, no, that's not salsa, that's bachata. Oh, what's bachata? Don't worry about bachata. You're here for salsa and stuff like that. But I got curious, and then I started researching bachata, and I fell in love with Aventura. I first fell in love with the music of bachata. Then I learned the dance later on when I stumbled upon Ataca la Hermana's video.
Oh, okay.
The video that went viral, I think we're 100 million views today, more than 100 million views, and I was like, that's what I want. And from that moment on, I dedicated every living breath that I have to bachata.
Oh, that sounds awesome! Like everything. Oh,
That's a good ending.
that's
Like, thank you.
That's like boom.
Here we go. Yeah, mic drop.
No one speaks here after that.
Drop this one, But
So now we are coming to the next part of the story. So that means now both of you are in bachata, and now you people are gonna meet in bachata, right?
Actually, we're not yet in bachata. I am in bachata.
She's not yet.
She's not yet.
Okay.
She's not. Before she explains, everybody's watching this. You need to understand that Lara first hated bachata.
Hated is a strong word, but disliked.
I repeat again, she hated it.
So there's twists and turns in the story. Okay, now we'll go for that.
Okay. All right. So maybe you.
Okay. So then, after all, whatever other type of dance I did, this is when I got introduced to Latin because when I was doing when I moved here, I wanted to continue with some acro when I was now older and stuff like that. And the only school I could find was a school with kids. So I was the only. It was so crazy. It was embarrassing because I was the only adult in that class. So they were teaching me, but I was the only adult, and they were all kids. So I was learning with kids. And it was something like the class was starting at 8:00, and then at 9:00 there was a salsa class, an Argentine tango class. And this guy, anytime he saw me walking out of the acrobatics class with the kids, he was like, "Why don't you stay for our salsa?" Because I was like, "No, salsa, but I've never done Latin in my life. I'm not really interested." It took him a couple of months to actually convince me. And one day I was like, "Actually, let me just try and stay." And then I fell in love with Argentine tango because he was really good at Argentine tango, and I started learning Argentine tango, and then I did my first show with him. We choreographed something together and performed at one of the parties. I didn't even know what I was doing, but it was just like a choreography for me, and I was like, I love it. From there, I started salsa, fell in love with salsa. All thanks to this guy, Tony. If you ever watch, it's all thanks to you, And he got me into salsa, and I was like, I really like salsa, and I've always been passionate about lady styling. So when I would go to a social and see girls styling, I'm like, oh my God, I really want to do that, But obviously, because I didn't know much about it, And when I was learning with Tony, it was more about following rather than all the styling and everything, which following is the most important part before you can add styling. Ladies, learn how to step before you start styling. Very important. And after that, they actually started introducing me to Latin parties, and they were taking me everywhere to different Latin parties. And this is when I actually kind of started meeting Soul. I saw him at one of the socials and stuff like that. And I remember walking in the room, and there was this big, black, loud guy in the whole room, as I walked in.
That's an intro.
I don't know what she's talking about.
See, in the movies, the intros are always like that before the story changes. So.
It was like at this social party, and he was so loud, and I was like, "Who the hell is that guy?" I'm like, "Why is he so extra?" I was like, "Why is he all over the place, jumping all over the place, and being so loud?" And I was like, "This, and." Bit by bit, we started talking as friends and stuff like that. And then there was a guy also that introduced me to Kizomba.
Okay.
And then I started Kizomba, and I was like, oh my goodness, I was like, I love Kizomba. I left tango, I left salsa.
So till now you're everywhere, but not yet reached bachata.
But bachata is not even on my mind. I'm like, And I started Kizomba. And I was 100% into Kizomba. I didn't want to hear anything else. Kizomba. And I started teaching with this guy, actually. He's from Angola. And he taught me Kizomba. He taught me Semba. At the time, there was no Urban Keys. Urban Keys was not really the picture at the time.
This is which time you're saying? Around?
2011? 2010, because we did 2010.
So still Urban Keys is evolving that time.
Yeah, so Urban Keys was still not in. Like I didn't even know what Urban Keys was at the time. So
I don't think it existed.
I
think it was evolving, kind of.
Yes.
Like in France, they were starting to call it.
Yeah, it's like didn't went out too much of the countries and this thing, just making process.
And I started teaching with him, and we were performing and stuff like that. And actually, how I got closer to soul is a funny story, because we put a team together, me and this guy, and we needed an extra guy. So I was like, who can we, we're thinking, who can we bring into this team? And they were like, oh, Soul, let's bring Soul in. So we approached him, we're like, oh, do you want to join? And Soul was dancing Kizomba, but kind of very bad Kizomba. Like he didn't know what he was doing. He was just doing it just to do it. If that makes sense.
So from the beginning till now, there is nothing good is going on.
He was just, I was like, okay, come, we need one extra guy, to dance with this other girl. He came into our team, and this is when we started Kizomba. Story short, because it's a very long story. Story short, this guy ended up going back to his country because he didn't make it in the dancing world.
Okay.
So he went back to Angola, and now me and Sol obviously were close as friends. And this is when he started drawing me close to bachata, and I was like, I do not like bachata. I said, I don't connect with bachata. I don't connect with the music. I just do not like bachata. I said, this is just basic stuff, just stepping side to side, Because again, I did not know better. I didn't know nothing about it. So I was like, nope. And he was like, bachata. I was like, no, Kizomba. He was like, bachata. I was like, no, Kizomba. Yeah. So we were kind of in this middle. He was like all about bachata. I was all about Kizomba.
Yeah.
And story short, at the end, bit by bit, people would always tell us, anytime we dance together, we always have like people coming to us saying, oh my God, you guys have such a great connection, This happened in a couple of parties where people would just come up to us like, I love the way you guys dance, your connection and everything. Until someone was like, why don't you guys start teaching? And I was like, we don't know nothing about teaching, we don't want to teach and stuff like that. But bit by bit, again, they really pushed us into it. And this is how we started practicing together. We got closer. So, but back then, again, we were just friends, just like friend zone, me and him. And
even the word friend zone, it's like, your intro is going to be
at that point, we friend zone each other.
She
was friend zone, I was friend zone.
Yeah, we had,
so you worked well.
We had I think, also completely different lives and stuff at that point. So, yeah, and then do you want to continue, or should I?
Continue. Okay. All right.
So continue from when we started teaching, or do you want to ask something else before we get into the teaching or how we started teaching?
Yeah, actually, I'm noting some of the points that you're saying, which I'll be mentioning. Actually, example about the styling thing, something you said about those kind of things. So so that will be interesting. Yeah. But yeah, let's finish this part of the story, because I think I'm interested to know how it's gonna more go forward, and it's gonna gel up completely together.
So we're gonna try our best, guys, to make this short, because obviously we've known each other for like 10, 12 years, maybe now it's been. Like all together, 12 years. So it's a very long story. So we're gonna try to compress it as much as possible. Okay, so compress it. So take it over, but make it very short.
Okay. So where are we now?
So now people approached us, and
we started teaching.
We got into the teaching.
So basically, all right. So what happened around like 2011, from 2010 to 2012, we got really, really close to the point of being best friends, and you know, like we would tell our life, you know, our problems to each other. We had a great friendship, you know, and it was really like, I don't like you, you don't like me, let's be friends, you know, like it was literally that.
Yeah.
And what happened?
It's like you can say like mutually friend zone.
Mutual
No, also, I was in a relationship actually. I was in like in a 4 years relationship and stuff like that,
and so was I.
Yeah, and so was Saul. So it was. This is how obviously we didn't really have interest for each other. We were just like close friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, people from Northwest saying that we have a good connection. Something that I like to believe we still have. We have a great connection, and if we started teaching, they would come to our classes. You know, but we didn't know the first thing about teaching. She mentioned Tony in her life that started everything for her. There's one person that I like to mention. His name is Wilson Castro. Wilson, whatever you are, if you're watching this, not stop party. Wilson Castro it was from the Dominican Republic. Actually, it was kind of like well known in the Dominican Republic for winning multiple competition like Bachata competition and all these things. And he in Nottingham, at that point in Nottingham, him and his dance partner at that time, Amanda, were the only one really teaching Bachata. But his way of Bachata was Dominican / a little bit of Bachata Moderna. The Sensual hasn't really kicked in at that point. And the best thing that ever happened to my Bachata was when he got kicked out of, when Wilson got kicked out of his house. And came to live with me.
So
that's the best thing that ever happened because Wilson was so passionate about dancing that sometimes he would wake me up at 2 in the morning, come to my room, wake me up at 2 in the morning. What are you doing? Oh, I'm sleeping. Come downstairs, let's dance. Come on, come downstairs, let's dance. He would just play music and he would teach me things, and he was a great teacher, like an amazing teacher. He would teach me things that it would have taken me a long time to learn, but I just got it on the plate just like that in my living room, and it was amazing. And it was like how to find the one in the music, how to find the one in the music, how to do certain moves, how to keep your balance, and just being creative in your music. I never actually his style of dancing. I never actually copied him. I was always like, I'm gonna find my own way. But without him, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't have developed the passion that I have for Bachata.
Oh, that's yeah.
So Wilson, thank you again.
And actually, just to add on that, same with me, because he taught me a lot as well. And sometimes at like 4 or 5 in the morning, I'll receive a phone call when I'm sleeping in my house, and he'll be like, Lara, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm sleeping, I'm in bed. And I'm like, oh, please come. Wilson said, to just come, let's have some time. So sometimes, like crazy, 3 in the morning, I would just catch a taxi, go to his house, and we'll be dancing till like 6, 7 in the morning. And he would just be explaining things and breaking things down and dancing with me constantly and stuff like that. So actually, it's thanks to him also that I got closer.
I think this is a shout out to all this kind of teacher now, because we're in this kind of point. So now I will ask something, I think, which is going to be more for even for all of us about this thing. Like actually, this in this community, these teachers are so like important. So first, before I talk about the knowledge of the technical stuff, let's talk about this part about that. How much this our teachers are like influence in our life by their like of us making us passionate and getting inspired. Apart from the knowledge and this thing, and I think that's a very big thing. That example, I believe that many of the subjects that I have got interested in or started loving, it was actually influenced by those teachers and those passion and those energy which is contagious. So what do you think in our this field and community, because today's our episode is more focused on social dancing where we are merging. So how much how is this, what do you think, how is right now in the world mostly taking the global. How is it going with our teachers and how this community is growing, or what's happening with the new people coming in inside?
I would like to start. I would like to start this by saying that well, obviously there is sorry.
No problem.
Obviously there is a new generation of teachers, and just because you're a good dancer or a great dancer even doesn't make you a great or a good teacher. That's number one. That's something that I would like to say. We are quite we're in demand. That means that we must be doing something right when it comes to teaching. But the way that we have become good teachers in the eyes of so many promoters that keep booking us, it was through years and years of experience, years and years of trial and error. We try something, it didn't work, okay, rather than being disappointed, let's learn from it, let's never do that again, let's do the opposite. We try something else, and if it works, we keep it, we improve it, self-improvement all the time. And as teachers, we're not just here to say, okay, guys, this is what we're going to do today. This is what we're going to work on today. That's it. Thank you very much for coming to class. See you next week. No, that's just a small part of it. We are here to motivate also. We are here to do it, because as teachers, I believe that you need to be passionate about whatever you teach.
Absolutely.
I'm not just talking about Bachata. If you're a geography teacher, you need to be passionate about geography. And that passion that you have, if you can give, let's say 10% of that passion, you can pass it on to a student, you have done your job as a teacher. Even if it's just 10%.
Well said. Yes,
you see,
absolutely.
you have to, because students will always be will always be kind of like on an unstable mode. One day they will get it like that. One day they will not get anything. It's when they don't get anything that you need to be there for them. You need to use the right word to tell them, because every student, again, is different. Some students can learn very, very easily by just watching. Some students by just hearing you. Some student you have to like do it. You have to do the moves, repetition over repetition. Some students like the trial and error. They like to fail, then succeed. So it depends. So you need to know your students. So you need to know the type of people. You need to be a people person, and you need to love teaching, not just the end result. Earlier criticism that I have of today's dancing, whether it's Bachata, Kizomba, urban keys, or salsa, is that there's this new kind of like new breed of like teachers that are only interested in the end result, which is the demo. Yes,
I agree with that. Yeah, I'll talk about it also.
Now, me personally, I love it from the minute that we do the warm up until the last bit of the demo. I enjoy every single step of that class. It doesn't matter. Sometimes we love it so much that we may have had a bad day. We may have had even an argument, me and her. But we arrive in the class and it makes us forget about all our trouble. It makes us even more positive, And it's such a rewarding thing. It's such a rewarding thing to teach knowledge to somebody when the students have like that moment, like when they don't get it. Oh, I'm really struggling. Oh, I don't know what to do. Can you please watch what I'm doing wrong? And then you watch, and then you're like, okay, let's fix it. The problem is that your hand is there, but you're supposed to be there. Your position is here, but you're supposed to position yourself like that. Now try it with what I just told you. And when they do it, they try it, and then they succeed. They're like, that sound, that sound, like that is such a rewarding sound. That makes my class. If I can get one student to have the moment, something to click, something to have the light bulb just next to their head, that makes my day. But I think I've went left and right. What was the question?
No, it's still there. Still we're there. Actually, yeah, you're saying about the teachers, like what is actually. Let me also add something over there. Yeah, I also agree because in this first of all, I said this, like before being a dance teacher, we are failing to be a teacher. It doesn't matter, dance teacher, fitness teacher, geography. So because teacher itself has some ethics and values for which it's a teacher. Some of the things, that's why it's made, like teacher, if I'm in the police or military or something, they have some value specialties, which cannot be sold saying if I'm a business person or, like this thing, then it will work differently. My priorities will be different. So I think, yeah, that kind of many times gets missed, which your examples said, like, you're a good dancer doesn't mean, like it has a good teacher. So example, for me personally, I'm a performer. I'm performing on the stages and all. But first, I had to train myself to be a teacher, because that is a sub part. In the same way, like not all best players are best coaches.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So, and to understand that, and same when I was saying, actually, I was talking to you about this thing. Especially, I'm coming from a professional background where we choreograph, perform, and that. I loved social dancing, which will be a little bit connecting to you now. Which will be for me in the beginning when I saw normally bachata and this thing, it was not as attractive for me. I saw the same because I'm coming from the same background. For me, it's like, okay, sidewise, what more? But till the time I found out real for me, leading, following, and real improvisation, because that's what I was coming for. I was thinking that my field already has choreography. Okay, social dancing is gonna be improv. But then I saw that, okay, wait a minute, it's also like the same combinations repeating, this 20, 25, this thing, and that becomes a choreography. And why is it so? Then I understood that, okay, this is happening because something is going on in the teaching place, The soul of social dancing is supposed to be two people coming together and able to talk and communicate with each other. Now, this language can be salsa, bachata, kizomba, or whatever it can be. And if you can, and we are using these styles or this kind of thing to support that real goal. But sometimes we become the prisoner of what we are giving, and we become the box of it just because we are failing as the first point, that not a teacher, but in this dancing and and then the same thing, like example, you understand, again coming to your point, when you're doing when you were in the childhood doing those ballet and classes, it was hard. And I was saying you, of course, because some of the things you cannot achieve without those toughness and hardness. And so what I loved about social, because when I'm doing training professionals, I have to do very strict and this thing, but then every have different layers. So when we're in the social dance, it can be like open, because more about emotions, more about giving, and this thing. Yeah, if you're performing and all, that's a different complete. You separate them. If you fail to separate them, then you complicate the thing. So which was coming, like that means when I'm teaching the basic, now it comes to your point. For me, I love the same thing, that feeling to give them. My kind of formula is like, I think when people come, they think mostly that, okay, I want, example, they think I am here, I want to reach this level. What I see in them, they are already here. They are just untapped. They are not playing that. So first, I try to untap them in 1-2 class. Just, that this is nothing. You can already walk. You can already do this thing, because my aim is in that way, or I think our aim, that if we are teaching dancing, okay, but through that we can also, some people we can teach their lives, touch their lives, teach their lives, touch their lives, and we can do it more. And I think then we are adding those value as those teachers and inspiring. Right now, example, in this shows also, I'm exactly calling those people who are actually not only teachers, who have this quality to the max, where they're sharing and influencing the community. I think I will finish this one before I come to the next question. It's like, people say like that I go on the stage and I dance for myself. I think, no, like before the stage, I'm dancing for myself. Once I'm on the stage, I'm dancing for people. In the same way, once I'm in the class, I'm teaching for people. It's not about me, it's about the people. How can I how can I make them feed the most hardest things in the most easiest, simplest way, broken down, and then every class is interesting. It doesn't get mechanical, it doesn't get this.
Exactly. It all depends actually. I mean the thing is, sometimes some of you students that will have a bad day, and maybe they will it's just a day that is not, everybody is allowed to have an off day, and it all depends on how you can make them rebound again, snap out of the bad day and maybe get the most out of the class. Like most of the time, and this is why I said that teaching is actually a skill. It's a life skill. It's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody can teach, The approach that me and Laura have is that, for example, it depends who you are as a student, it depends on your potential as a student, and it depends on your level as a student. So, for example, let me just. Is it okay for me to develop?
Yeah? Go on,
Okay.
please. Yeah.
So,
because we can edit it.
okay, all right.
He's like, yeah, please, I just got in there. I'm kidding.
In the video, it's only gonna be Laura talking, you know.
And suddenly Soul takes okay, so I was saying
like, like whenever I go like this, cut it, Laura. So yeah.
So hey guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this show with Sol and Laura, because I really had a great time with them. And it was so much of edutainment, isn't it? Let me tell you, it was so much that we had to comprise it in not only one, but three parts. So go ahead and check all the parts ahead, and also show some warmth and love by visiting Sol and Laura's channel and other social media accounts, and watch them doing these things. And also like and share the video if you really liked what you heard and saw, because and don't forget to subscribe, because every week there will be more people coming up over here, from artists to athletes to even some celebrities that we can bring over here, or we'll be able to talk virtually and spread this more informations to you guys. So stick together and enjoy the content. I don't know, it's just coming up because I didn't have a script prepared for it. So go ahead and check all the channels and check their informations, and see you in the next one.